Hey everyone, this is Tutor Brian. Today's going to be a midweek training session. First of all, happy Thanksgiving. It's just going to be squat and deadlift only. I'm taking a break from any sort of serious pressing, bench pressing, overhead pressing, just to let my shoulder heal up. And this morning I'm trying to multitask. I got the Omron electrical stimulation unit, like a TENS unit. It's going on my shoulder right now, and the two pads are providing just electrical stimulation of the muscle. I don't know if you can see the actual deltoid slightly pulsating and somewhat contracting, but this is just to kind of try to heal the shoulder a little bit. I've been trying to do rehab, like over-the-counter analgesics, stretching, strengthening exercises for the rotator cuff, and now just the thing that's gonna the last thing that's gonna help it out is just rest. No serious pressing. It's tough to just all of a sudden stop, but when the shoulder's hurting, well, I could go through the pain, but I think just to be conservative and safe, I'm gonna take some time off from serious pressing, OHP bench press. And also, I'm going through the film right before I work out, before I warm up. Let me show you over here the box for the Omron electrotherapy pain relief. Yeah, it's a small compact device. It provides electrical stimulation. Supposedly it's supposed to help with the pain relief because of some type of like the way I think about it is like right now my body's focused on the stimulation from the machine, and it's not so much concerned with the pain, actual pain from the shoulder right now. So I could probably do a more in-depth explanation later, but that's the basic idea. Just the stimulation is kind of distracting me from the shoulder pain. And I have it turned up to the highest setting, so this little thing right here, it has lower or higher settings, so you can go up or down. As far as the stimulation, lowest is just like a prickly feeling, and then highest, as you can see I have it right now, is the muscle is actually pulsating. And it'll cut off eventually by itself. I don't have to turn it off, it just stops. It's like on a timer, it stops. And then you can just right now it's on the arm setting, so you can put it for leg or lower back, and I'm sure the type of stimulation is different. And also got over here the Preworkout Optimum Nutrition Amino Energy. It's very light and not a hardcore pre-workout. And I'm also trying to watch some of the film that I have on some of my big 3 lifts that I've been doing lately. Although from this point on it's probably going to be the big 2 lifts. However, I'm going to continue titling it big 3 lifts even though it's without the bench press, because I like just the organization of the video files so that I can go through and check on the consistency of each of the lifts I'm performing over time on a weekly basis, and see if it's a consistent technique and form. And as I increase the weights week by week, I want to make sure that I find the best technique that's gonna first prevent injury, and second lead to more strength gains. Let me show you here. I titled the videos Big 3 Lifts and the date, so I can just go through and just watch the film and see how week by week the lifts are going in terms of technique, form, and make sure everything's consistent, make sure I'm making progress and staying injury free. And that's what I like to do before working out and before warming up, which I'm about to do, and just after I finish the pre-workout, start warming up, and then go in the garage and start lifting. Here is the training footage from 2 weeks ago. I'm just watching right now before I lift, checking the squat form out. In most of my squats lately, I've been noticing that I'm not really looking up. My head is kind of like at an angle. It's not facing straight in front of me. It's kind of looking at the ground 2 or 3 feet in front of me. And that's not really a big thing. I just noticed that. I'm just wondering that if as the weight gets heavier, it's gonna make any sort of difference whether I look all the way up in front of me or look just a few feet in front of me. I'm gonna skip through the pressing because I'm not pressing right now, so don't need to check on the form on that. Now deadlifts. My hands are kind of far apart, like right on the knee, like right where my knees are. I scrape my fingers on the knees. I may consider going gripping a little more inside, playing around with that. But one thing I really like is now with these lighter weights, my hips aren't shooting up first. It's just one smooth movement. Engage the lats and then pull the weight up. But I want to make sure that as the weights get heavier, I don't do the two-step thing where I raise the hip first and then do the pulling motion. One of my favorite sports documentaries besides the Brady Six is this thing by NFL Timelines in professional football. There's a documentary about another football player, Peyton Manning, who's now retired, and this video came out after the retirement, and this is probably one of the best parts, and it's really motivated me lately, and let me show you some of it.
It's one thing to coach up some college players. Just be louder, right? Be loud, right? Snap count, you always want to pretend you're playing at home and you got 100,000, right? Ready, set up, be loud and demonstrative. So I'm ready, yeah. It's another thing to coach up college coaches, but that's exactly what Tennessee's head coach Butch Jones asked Peyton to do. Perfect. So, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for having me. Couple general notes here. Fire away. I have been impacted by coaching. I'm a huge believer in being coached. It makes a huge difference. I like to be coached, and I get frustrated when I'm not coached or corrected on a mistake that I've made. What was supposed to be a 20-minute talk turned into a 3-hour class. I'm a big believer in drills. You got a good drill, stay with it. These shorts were legal back in 94. Not sure they are. So that's 94. This is 2004, same thing. Here we are in 2012, still doing the same drill. So I believe in that. I've been doing those bags since 94. I never knew exactly why I was doing the bags, but I found out that almost 19 years later, it paid dividends for me, and I finally hurled a guy. I thought he was a bag right there. So so you never know when it's going to pay off for you. Treating practice like a game. I'm a big believer in that. Right? You get better, you get worse, you don't stay the same. QB center exchange, this is a full speed period in my opinion. This is not a BS period. I want the quarterback, I want him pointing hots, I want loud cadence. This would be like a 5-yard hitch. 4 quick throw the snaps in a row, bad snaps. He's calling right, left every time. I have to react. This is more of a hitch read, a blitz, where I believe you do have to get the laces to throw a hitch. Faking, in my opinion, is about one thing. It's about effort. If 10 guys are doing something on a play, the quarterback needs to be doing something. It's about effort and it's about discipline. What does your pump fake look like? I don't like a quarterback to pump fake with two hands, because you don't throw with two hands. I don't like that fake. I want to see a little separation. I want to see a little shoulder lean that looks just like the throw. A good corner is not going to bite on a bad pump fake if the quarterback's feet and shoulders aren't kind of in alignment and timing together. Full speed, all your drill work. Once again, 1994, 2012, it doesn't matter. Film study. A quarterback or any player to watch film without a pen and a paper is an absolute waste of time. If you're not writing anything down, what you're seeing, then you're really not studying. You're just watching it, probably have the door open so the coach can come by and see that he's watching film. You know, Monday morning after that game on Sunday, I'm making extensive notes about what we did against that opponent. If you wait anything past Monday, you really don't remember, you know, when you play Georgia the next year.
John Madden used to tell a story about Vince Lombardi. Madden went to a seminar once and Lombardi talked about the same play, the power sweep, for 8 hours. Lombardi would have liked Peyton Manning.
Let the ball come with you, move away, and still be ready to throw. It's real simple, right? It's a 5-yard, what we call a short end route outside. We're the best at running this play, I can assure you, because backside, we don't try to do anything. He's running the seam, he's running the takeoff, he's running the flare. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to make it happen right here. If you give a quarterback too many perfect options on every single play, he's going to be always looking for that perfect, progression. I could take a 5-step drop.
Peyton probably would have gone all night if he didn't have another 6 a.m. workout the next day.
Inside the numbers, to the hash, you never want to complete it past the center.
Some good stuff. There's a reason Manning's one of the top players at his position in his sport, and probably a sure Hall of Famer. Had some serious dedication, and just for the everyday person, seeing that can be motivating to take some of that dedication, effort, and put it into whatever you got going on, whether it's your career, your hobbies, your interests, your passions, and hopefully all that work pays off, and obviously it did for him. And just to get inside the head of one of the premier players and premier athletes in the world, it's interesting.